let's talk a little bit about self-doubt.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of people who, they get down on themselves. They'll watch videos of you play, and whether you're playing guitar or singing or bass or drums or whatever, and just be like, well, you're lucky because you have talent. And that's not something I can do. They feel that music in a way is almost magic, like we're musicians, trademark. So what do you say to someone who just doesn't feel like they've got it?
Yeah, that's a great question, because I'm sure every guy you talk to, we all suffer from the exact same thing, whether you just started playing 2 weeks ago or, 2 decades ago. It's the same stuff. It's the exact same stuff. I have the same anxieties that a beginner has,
That seems hard to believe.
It's absolutely true. The difference is I know that, like, for instance, now I sit down and I just feel like I can't play. Like, literally, part of me is just bummed out. It's like, how long have I been playing drums and I feel like I cannot play? It's ridiculous. But I've been here before, and I know that if I just sit down with my little exercises, I'm going to be okay. A couple days, I'm going to be right back where I was. And I think it's the same, and I can feel it. Like, I'll put in a couple hours, an hour or whatever. I can feel, okay, things are coming back. And it's the same thing when you start playing or you attempt something new. It's always daunting, the beginning, but that's why it's important to just take small chunks too, because you can actually really feel the progress. Rather than take on this whole thing, you can't feel your progress. And that's even more detrimental, I think, in the long run. So again, back to the whole, take it really slow. Realize everyone's in the same boat. Pros, it doesn't matter what level of player, they're all going to tell you the same thing. Absolutely. We're human beings, flesh and blood. And then also too, the social media thing, that's a tough one, because you can sit here, I think a lot of people don't understand that I could sit here and practice for 4 hours and work on some little phrase and start out really slow, work it up, and this crazy cross sticking, all this stuff, crazy stuff. It sounds like crap. And I may record throughout my practice session with it and go back later and cherry pick, oh man, that spot, I just nailed it. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna use that. I'm gonna cherry pick that little 15 seconds of the 4 hours that I just put into learning that phrase.
Right.
Post that on Instagram. And that's everybody. We all do that because we want to get the best little spot, right? However, the next day I go back to, I can't play at that speed or that cleanly, probably. Maybe I can kind of play it. It's going to take me a bit to get back into it. So the social media thing's good, but it can also bum us out too, because we're like, how the hell does he play that?
Right.
Fast?
It's a non-realistic thing. You're just seeing
realistic.
Like this little thing, and it can discourage people.
Yes.
That's an interesting thing, because some people, a lot of the folks we talk to, when they see someone doing something that they admire, they either get inspired or sort of bummed out, like discouraged. What's the difference between that? How could someone be inspired and not discouraged by what they see?
It goes back to just, you have to take a little piece and you have to shed that little phrase and then feel yourself getting better at it, I think. And once you have a little seed that's planted, it grows and you can feel it grow. If you don't give yourself a chance to let the seed grow, you're just going to be, spinning your wheels all the time. But I guarantee when you have some little thing, whatever it is, even if it's just something that you couldn't do the day before and now you can do it, and the next day you can do it even a little better, you're going to get motivation from that. Rather than all this stuff, looking at all the YouTube, this and that, and it's just give yourself a chance to do it, because you will feel improvement, absolutely, if you put in the work and you put in the practice. Because it doesn't matter how good you are. Like Vinny Colaiuta, he put in a lot of work to do what he does. And yes, he's innately just a genius, or Chick Corea, or one of these, just anybody who's just innately inhuman when you look at them play. they all had to shed, and they all still shed. They all have to practice like crazy, and they all went through the same roadblocks, came up to the same brick wall, and had to fight through it. And sometimes it's just not easy, frankly. You have to put in a little work, and get yourself through the wall or up the little hill or over that little knoll, because once you do, you're like, whoa. Now, the next time you hit one of those walls, you realize, if I keep doing it, I can get through this. Okay, I learned that little piece, You got to get started, though. You got to give yourself a chance to get started and get some momentum, And then I think once you get a little bit of momentum and you get going down the track, it's a lot easier. But it's hard to get, and of course, sometimes, again, you get to a wall. You just got to take a deep breath and know that you're going to be able to do it. You just got to keep practicing,
Well, that's the key, isn't it?